Now let's see about file concepts such as definition of a file and attributes of a file. Here totally we have three definitions for a file. Let's see the first definition. A file is a collection of related information which is stored on secondary storage device such as hard disk. So every file contains a collection of related information. If you take employee file, then it contains employee related information. If you take a student file, then it contains student related information, like that. And the second definition is a file is a collection of records where each record contains some fields and each field represents some data. Let's take this example. So this is our file. In this file, this file contains two records. So this is the first record, 1 Ramesh 95. So this is the first record. 2 Suresh 99. So this is nothing but second record. So our file contains two records and each record contains some fields. Here each record contains three fields. The first field is yes number, the second field is yes name, third field is average, and each field represents some data. So here what is the serial number here? 1 is the serial number. So this field represents 1, whereas yes name, this field represents Ramesh, average, this field represents 95, like that. Let's see one more definition. A file is a collection of bits, bytes, characters and words. So a file contains all this information. So a file means a collection of words. So word means a collection of characters. Character means collection of bytes. Byte means collection of bits. A file may contain alphabets, digits and symbols. A file can be a source file or object file or an executable file. We know what is a source file. It may be some text file or some document file or some PPT file, or if you take a C language, then it may be a C file or CPP file or Java file, a C# file. So likewise we can have several types of source files, and a file may be an object file. So whenever a file is compiled, then it produces an object file. Object file means the corresponding file is in byte format, that is in the terms of zeros and ones. Next, a file may be executable file. Linker produces executable file. So whenever an executable file is created, then it specifies that the file is ready for execution. So the loader loads that file into main memory so that the corresponding file will be executed. So these are the different files here. Now let's see about file attributes. Every file is associated with some attributes. So whenever we save a file, then in addition to the file name, all these attributes will be saved in the hard disk. Here we can have several types of attributes like name, identifier, type, location, size, protection, time, date and user identification. So let's see all these attributes one by one. So the first one is name. Every file has a name. In order to perform operations on the file, we use a name. Second one is identifier. So whenever a file is created, then internally an identifier or number will be allotted for that file. Operating system performs the operation on the file using that identifier. So identifier is nothing but a number. Every file has a number, an identifier. Operating system performs operations on the file using that identifier. Next one is type. We can have several types of files like text file, document file, PPT file, C file, CPP, Java. So likewise we can have several types of files. So in order to specify the type, we have to use the extension. So .txt, .doc, .ppp, .ppt, .c, .cpp, .cs, like that. Next one is location. Location specifies the path in which the file is stored in the hard disk. So it specifies the location at which the file is stored in the hard disk so that we can retrieve the file information with the help of that location. Next one is size. So it specifies the size. Generally size is specified in terms of bytes. whenever the file is created, then internally the size of the file is 0, and after that whenever we return some data into the file, then based upon the data the size of the file will be increases. So next one is production. Mainly there are three types of production bits are there: read permission, write permission, execute permission. So those permissions will be given to users, groups and others. So production means read permission, write permission and execute permission. Okay, so which person is having which permission? So group is having which permission, others are having which permissions, user is having which permission. So those will be provided. And the last one is time, date, user identification. So it specifies the time and date at which the file is created and the file is lastly modified and the file is lastly accessed. So these are the various attributes associated with the file. In the next video we will see some more file concepts like operations of files as well as types of files.